Mansur, congratulations. How you feeling?
I feel good. I feel really, really good.
Talk about that first round, man. He hit you with that spinning back fist. How hurt were you? Let's talk about it.
Definitely wasn't hurt, but I got knocked off balance, got knocked off my game, whatever it was. But in that moment, it was a moment of adversity. I had to get myself back to where I needed to be, focused on the next round, and got it done.
What was the game plan coming into this fight? Because obviously it was a guy who came in on short notice, and like he's very good. He's a very good grappler, right?
Yeah.
So like, was that a lot of focus on this camp?
Not necessarily a lot of the focus, but it was definitely a key point. We knew what he wanted to do. And maybe I fell into that a little bit too much, and I kept on hunting him a little bit too much, and then I got caught with something that I necessarily didn't expect, but hats off to him. It was great. It was absolutely amazing, and I'm very, very grateful for him as an opponent. His team, always good people. I fought his teammate on the Contender Series, so great people. I'm grateful for the opponent. But outside of that, I knew what he wanted to do, and maybe I was a little bit too focused on that, but I got myself back together and did what I needed to do.
What did you want to do? Like, what were you coached to do during this camp?
I was focused on pressure, making sure my back's not against the fence, because that's where he likes to take people down. He doesn't like to take people down necessarily in the middle of the cage, or even more so when his back's against the cage. So pressure was the focus. Going to the body, staying on that midline a little bit, and getting shots up the middle. And maybe I was a little bit too dedicated to that game plan, and I got caught with something I shouldn't have gotten caught with, but it's all good.
Is that camp going to have to find another middleweight to come?
I don't think they have anymore. I fought all 50 of them, so but they're good people. If they do, bring them, whoever. So it's all good.
Another finish, and I know that you said that finishes don't really matter to you, but like deep down, like it's something that people are kind of like holding you to. Like you're a violent finisher, you're 100% finish rate. Like, does it feel good to keep that streak going?
Absolutely, it feels good. But then, in my mind, you have to kind of look at the quality of the finishes. I've had better finishes than that, and I look at inside what happened leading up to the finish. What were the techniques used? What was the defense? What was the things that I did well? What did I not do well? Then the finish comes. So I don't really focus on the ending. I focus on everything in between that. But I'm grateful for another finish. Job well done, Mansur. Alhamdulillah.
How is it fighting in front of a crowd for the first time? Well, I mean, UFC crowd, I should say.
I tell you what, the weigh-ins were a lot more exciting to me, because then I can bring it all in. They pulled the curtain back. I saw it was open weigh-ins. I saw the crowd, people cheering for me a little bit. In here, I didn't even pay attention to them. I couldn't even hear them. Matter of fact, I apologize to a lot of the fans when I was walking out there holding their hands out. I didn't even pay attention to it. Afterwards, I made sure to give my fist bumps and hand slaps, but that was not even in my world. I didn't even hear them. So I'm very, very happy that I got to fight in front of a crowd. It was a different experience objectively, but I didn't really pay attention to it.
When would you like to return?
I want to make sure I get better first, and then I want to return. And for me, that's not necessarily a lot of time. I get better bi-weekly. I'm a completely different person every 2 weeks. Every 3 weeks, I adopt a new personality. So it could be very, very, very short. I just want to make sure I do things correctly, heal my body, and get ready for another weight descent.
How did it feel to have Edmund go out last week, get a finish? You get a finish. Does good energy going back to the gym?
Absolutely. Amazing energy. Congratulations to Edmund as well, because that was a beautiful little slip back, popped him with the right hand. That was absolutely beautiful. And he's a great person as well. I train with him a lot. Very, 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 very good personality. Always high energy. Always very, very good vibes, and a good man too.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, my brother.
Mansur over here. I don't know if you saw going into the fight, but you were the biggest betting favorite on the card. Is that something that you were aware of even going into the fight?
I was not aware of that, man. I couldn't even tell you what a betting favorite is. Like the numbers when it's like plus 500 or plus. I don't even know. Matter of fact, I thought like the negative was like.
No, it's the other way around. So if you're a big negative, that means they like you a lot. So yeah, that's good. You were a minus 1,100 favorite, so you were like 11-1 favorite basically going into the fight.
That's good, but I didn't pay attention to that too much. But I'm happy about that. That's good.
Okay, well that's good. I mean, at least people are buying into what you're doing. Sort of looking back, you talked about after the fight maybe not being the happiest with that performance. What specifically didn't you like?
Getting hit, not necessarily like getting hit. Oh, I got hit. I didn't really like that, but getting hit in the way that I did, that's not how I see golden. That's not how I see champion. That's not how I see perfection. And I know those things, well, one of those things at least, perfection, we don't really obtain that. That's sort of like an idea. But to me, I wanted a lot better. And subjectively, when I review my performance, it was a low grade. I still got it done. I still finished them. I'm thankful. I'm very, very, very happy. But it was not good in my opinion.
Are you a guy too that keeps an eye on the division? Like, I know you don't strike me as the type of guy to be like, this is who I want next, let's go, pro wrestling style or anything like that. But I'm sure you do keep an eye on the weight class and kind of thinking what would be a good fight for you. Is there kind of thinking about that? Is there maybe something that you think opponent wise could work for you next?
I see several good fights. I pay attention to every single person in this division. I know what every single person in this division had for breakfast this morning.
Do you really? Let's quiz you. What did Sean Strickland have for breakfast?
Sean Strickland?
I know he's your teammate. I was just joking. That was the first middleweight I thought of.
Man, I'm aware of every single person in this division.
Yeah.
And I have many, many fights in my mind, but I'm also someone that doesn't want to say something and then not be prepared to back that up the next day. If I say something about someone, I'm fighting him tonight. I'll see him at the hotel. I mean, I'm a nice guy and everything. I don't want to cause problems for anybody.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying. If I say something, I'm going to do it. So I don't want to say anything, put my foot in my mouth, and then have something that I need to heal, and then people can talk and whatnot. So I have my ideas. My ideas will be known very, very, very soon. But I just want to make sure that I heal up and do things correctly.
Let me ask you this. Is there a place you want to fight that you haven't fought yet? I know you're still very early in your career, but obviously not out here calling opponents, but you can talk about places you want to fight. We can start with that.
Absolutely. 3 places that I really, really, really want to fight. I want to fight in Saudi Arabia. I want to fight in London. I want to fight at the O2 Arena. Those fans over there are passionate. I've seen it many, many, many times before, and it's absolutely beautiful. That and Madison Square Garden. That's back home. That's close. So maybe I can bring 2 or 3 people to Madison Square Garden with me, with my family and everything. But those are 3 places that I really, really, really want to fight. London, that O2 Arena, that's special. That's special. I've seen that on Embedded when I was a little kid. It's beautiful. It's an amazing energy. So hopefully I could do that one day.
And just last one for me. When we spoke before, I know you're laser focused on your fight. You very disciplined with so many areas of your life. So what does a post-fight celebration look like tonight for you? Like, what would be like a good night for you after the fights?
Man, I was asked this question actually before the fight, and I'll give you an example. For one of my post-fight celebrations before the UFC, I literally went to the gas station. I got chocolate milk with my dad, and that was it. So I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll get together with somebody and we'll go out to eat or something. But I don't really celebrate, to be honest. Maybe that's something that I need to adopt a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see. As times change, I get a little bit older, so maybe I want to spend some time with people a little bit more. But yeah, we'll see.
I got one follow-up for you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There's a lot of hype around you, right? And a lot of people see, like, and your teammates, you're this freak athlete, and it's pretty apparent. But also, you are very raw, and you're beginning to,
Yes.
keep learning.
Yes, sir.
Does all of that hype, like, how do you deal with all of that noise?
Number one, I don't pay attention to it. And number two, if you see my life outside of fighting, I go to the gym, I go home, I don't eat out, I rarely order food. I just do what I do, and I stick to what I'm doing. I don't talk to anybody. I have no friends. My family is on the other side of the country, and maybe that's like a toxic behavior type of thing, but that's what I need. That's what I need. I need to be isolated. I need to evaluate myself. I need to see my thoughts without external influence, without people trying to be yes men to me. I need to see and hear myself think. I need to pay attention to my actions. I need to correct my actions. If I wasn't doing that, the post-fight speech that I had when I was trying to correct myself, that wouldn't exist. So I'm grateful for that, but also I'm grateful to Allah. I'm grateful for my Lord. I'm grateful for the ability to be true to myself and to say on that stage, in that octagon, with everybody looking, that was not impressive to me. So I need to get better and move forward.